but thankfully his teammates are now in the mix. 3v3 bomb site control goes in favor of Minnesota, but they don't want to commit on this bomb plank. Don't know how many stuns or nades are going to be on the opposing side, but just look at the pinch being developed from Simp. He's waiting for the go.
Yeah, it looks like Rocker, they're saying we need Nero to help get some setup here at B to get the plant down. And in that moment, he starts to kind of come closer towards the bleachers. He does find Simp on the long pinch. So now it's just down to what can Cell and Draza do from these crossing angles in front of the box. Estriel for the plant. Geo throwing shoulders on one side, tagged by Draza. Cell trying to find an angle, can't quite connect. Now you got to find a way to push on it if you're phased. Geo's off the regen. Cell and Draza gonna work this together from the left perspective doorway. Estriel there to meet them, and Estriel will find both. Perfect post plant.
And every single time you think Minnesota are trapped, it's Estriel who gets him out of it. He reads the flank coming in from Simp, finds that kill, puts his team in a man advantage, and then strikes at the right time to close out the round again with 3. He's just been a completely different player after the first 2 weeks of Minnesota Rocker. He was very inconsistent, but now all of a sudden he's probably the best player on the roster. He's just been unbelievable these last couple of weeks.
It's just like, we saw moments last year where Estriel, when he gets unlocked, what he can do. And this roster definitely, I think, for all 4 players, definitely kind of came with a level of like, what are we going to get? Like, who's going to IGL this team? Is there going to be an individual pop-off? And it's just this collective effort that has shown the trust can come through, but this time, Estriel trying to play over towards the B side of the map will be overwhelmed by all 4 phase members, but Nero's gotten to read that this is all 4. He's already cut through mid-map. Paul's going to hit through Ticket. They can try to contest this quickly for a 3v4.
Yeah, if you're Atlanta, you just want to get this bomb down instantly. So you can have every single one of your players up with their gun ready. Cellium potentially going to get isolated. aBeZy trying to assist him. aBeZy actually is going to fall. And Cellium, I don't know how much HP he has left, but Draza falls as well. Yeah. 2v2.
That's not bad for Rocker to level this thing up once again. Simp, AR in hand, just watching this cross. And she's got both weapons, but Nero surprises him from the flank. Now it's just down to Cell for the 1v1 now. Just over the top of the bomb site. Opening shots are good, and Cell converts on the 1v2 for Atlanta.
That's crazy because Cell looked to be dead to rights when those gunfights started to go down. aBeZy keeps him alive. He's able to finesse, get out with his life. And then in the 1v2, just predicts perfectly the angle that Nero was going to try to attack from. Mr. MacArthur, ice in his veins, ties the game.
It's been so clutch for this Atlanta team so many different times. Doesn't matter the mode either. We've seen it in Control. We saw it obviously just recently in the hard point. And now add a 1v2 to the docket, giving Atlanta a narrow edge 4v3. But Rocker are fighting back nicely. 4-man hit here for Minnesota. Pretty much all of it on the low ground. They're going to keep Geo in a position to at least throw shoulders to allow Nero to push very aggressively bottom window. And Atlanta's not going to know this. They're going to instead likely just try to opt to play for some sort of a far contest of the A site, delay time, and let aBeZy and Simp get aggressive on the backside of the map. But they have not been able to find Geo. Initial trade comes through, bomb being planted, but Cellium on 4 in a row turns the numbers into a 1v3 now for Estriel.
Now Estriel, they know that you were the bomb planner. Stun does not connect. For 3 players from Atlanta FaZe, knowing your positioning, everyone's gonna go for the chow. You find the first onto Draza. Shot's good enough, but not able to take down Cellium. As again, Mr. Cellium secures around for Atlanta FaZe. It was a 2v4 on the complete opposite side of your minimap. Simp and aBeZy were working on that deep pinch, not allowing Minnesota Rocker to even think about that rotation over towards the B site. But the fact that the other 2 players from Atlanta FaZe, who were completely getting overwhelmed by the amount of players on the side of Minnesota Rocker, leads to Cellium putting down shots on the Paul, finding that opening with a frag. Effective trades on the pinch. You just consistently keep the numbers on your side if you're Atlanta, and now you're at game point.
And just really good, I think, for those 2 AR players just to stay alive, not only where they were, but to make life a little bit more difficult for Minnesota to even get the bomb planted in the first place. You had a 2v4 in front of you. You made it feel like 2 different 1v1s, I think, for a number of that. Cell now on 5 in a row as he's to 10 and 4 overall. Minnesota looking to get aggressive defensively. A little page out of Atlanta's book here. You've got Estriel and Nero stacked up over towards Ticket side. I believe aBeZy may have heard the glass break. And yeah, it seems like he has. He's able to catch Nero. And now it's just to a 2v4. Estriel and Geo have to play retake.
And a retake at the A site. All 4 players still up. Let me see what you got, because this was not going to be easy. Astro positioning already known. Knows that he has to try to commit on this gunfight with only 30 seconds left. We need them all.
Now Gio's going to have to make a play around the back, and he's going to be seen here. Astro at least able to get one trade, but a lot more in front of him. Shots to BZ. Not terrible, but BZ had an AR to play with, and that gun is just flat out better at that range. So a gritty search and destroy, but the final tally will make it feel much more convincing for Atlanta. And I really do think you go back to round, I think it was like 7, where Atlanta just had the perfect read offensively on what they wanted to do to really kind of break down this Minnesota Rocker team. And then once things start to kind of trend towards like what the normal defaults are for both these two teams, Atlanta's the first one to throw a curveball. You know, at the long flink that comes around the back a couple of different times, that works out for Atlanta to take the map 6-3.
Yeah, that's what tends to usually happen when you're talking about Atlanta FaZe and their search and destroy. Those mid-round adjustments start to come in. And it's also going to help when you're finding basically every single first blood on the map. What is that, 8-1 overall? The last time that they matched up, where Minnesota Rock were able to beat Atlanta FaZe on a search and destroy, Minnesota were able to find 8 of those 10 first bloods in that S&D. But this time Atlanta FaZe just picked them apart early into these rounds, man. And it was just the initial play calls off the rip on their offenses of consistently attacking over towards A. You're forcing Minnesota Rocket now to make an adjustment to where that one round where they make that adjustment, where you get narrow pushed out towards stage, everyone from Atlanta FaZe were already in your face at that B site. So that's that's what makes Atlanta FaZe so difficult in search and destroy, is that when they're able to get a read of what you're throwing at them, the adjustments come in and they come in very, very quickly. But 8 first bloods compared to 1 on the other side, that's heavy advantage every single time in favor of FaZe.
Absolutely the case. Well, that was a Minnesota team that was 8-6 in search and destroy. 4 of those losses came solely on protocol, but red card, which seemed to be their hard veto, doesn't look like necessarily it's going to be part of the mix when it comes to their major map set. But we had to at the desk just kind of break down the hacienda, the electricity there, plus the follow-up on the search.
FaZe should be up 2-0 if you ask some people here on the desk. We're going to be talking about these 2 games, and
dude, I got you, bro.
Cellium doing work there to close out the search and destroy. Was there any fear for you that Cellium wouldn't find his way in Black Ops 6?
No, like he's been one of the most consistent players just in general. You talk about selling ability. It was weird to see him start the way he did, but nah, I was not worried.
All right,
he's back to work.
Clint also has a FaZe tattoo, so he's the biggest FaZe fan.
It's a MacArthur face. Yeah. Who doesn't want one of those?
Listen,
Let's jump in though to some of the highlights from map 1. And the first hard point came down on the final hill. Let's take a look at it.
Yeah, an absolutely insane hard point, right? There's just so much going on. We're going to talk about a little bit here, but basically FaZe, they have control of this hill, right? It's looking like they're going to be able to rally back a bunch of points. BZ finds 2 huge kills. Gio gets through the back. Doesn't matter. Simp finds him as well. And FaZe are just holding this down, but they make a grave mistake later on in here. They give up the back and they end up getting flipped out. But I understand how hard it can be to hold in these situations, but that's the difference in these high-end teams. What we saw with Optic, able to hold at the end. Your FaZe, you're finding all these kills. You kill Gio. You still have positioning. You have the back. And now this is what I want you guys to look at. So you see 5, that's Draza pushing in bottom. And then you see the other player, Cellium. He gives up the back to go assist the front as if they're all flying front. You already have a player pushed up fences. That's a BZ. You need to be looking at the back. BZ pushed up fences. I don't know if it's communication. He's not relaying to his team that they're not in the front, but Cellium just doesn't turn around, and Nero flanks for free, finding a kill for the break. So for Atlanta FaZe, they won the minor. There's still some things though at that, like in hardpoint, that they have to clean up. Right there, they should have won.
Since Clint made you pick Minnesota,
yeah.
Do you have confidence that Minnesota now can actually give you the lead back going into games 3 and 4?
Yes, I do. I mean, I know Minnesota haven't been too strong on red card hardpoint, but they do have some reps on it, and in control, they have been better. So I like Minnesota Rocker right now. I like the pick.
They got a shot, but that reminded me of FaZe on map 1, like of just like, I don't know, MW2 FaZe or something. Like they lost so many close hard points, but then what usually would bail them out in the passing, they're still a very solid search and control team. So they're able to get search win here, despite the fact they've been 50-50 on the year. You know, they talked about the casters. The first bloods were so lopsided. Cellium finally reaching deep in his bag in that mode. But the control is the question mark. Like that's my biggest question mark for FaZe, like by far. Like they have never, ever in the history of this core trio stuck in control. So.
They've been bad in control. And then to that first blood thing, like Jay and Shiv pointed it out, like throughout this whole year, Atlanta FaZe have been #1 in first bloods. They've just been like bottom 4 and converting those to round wins. So like, that's a good sign though. It's like we're getting the first bloods.
We're doing the hard part.
Yeah,
right?
we're doing the hard part, and now let's do the easy part, use our numbers and win rounds. And that was like one of the first times where, you know, they get a blood, and if you remember, Celium backs all the way up to his base. He's like, I'm going to find the little sneaky guy that's trying to get a kill on Nero. Kills Nero, and it's like, that's so easy. Why don't you just do that more often? And that's kind of what they were doing throughout that map, which it just works.
Atlanta FaZe finding their form after fumbling in game number 1. Minnesota ROKKR are in control of the respawns, and I did
Great
not
stuff,
think that
Chris.
was going to be possible
Great
against
stuff,
Atlanta
Chris.
FaZe.
I
mean, he's right.
I don't know if they're in control.
You have
but
something on your lip.
what do I got? Is it because they ate a lot of pizza?
Yeah.
Let's go. Is it crayon or is it pizza, bro? It probably is. I have my hands on the thing. There's crayons goddamn everywhere, Crayon.
Just cut him off. Just cut him off. Yeah, fade him out. Cut to black. End credits. Jeez, these guys are off the rails. I don't know who approved this, but wow, Jay, we're in it.
We need to get Allie back on the desk ASAP. Clint has got my boys going rogue. Al, I hope you're doing okay. Hurry up and come back.
For real. Let's take a look though at the back half of this series, because like the desk with circus music playing behind that we're trying to lay out was the fact that hey, this back half of this series can look pretty darn beneficial when it comes to what Minnesota has been able to provide in the past. Mostly because maps 3, 4, and 5 their record on is pretty damn good. A lot of reverse sweeps so far in the year, including a couple of the minor. But looking at the control, this will feel a little strange, I think, for both of these two teams, because Minnesota has been good in control, don't get me wrong, but a lot of it has come through Vault, whereas for Atlanta, they really have only played Vault. They've only played Protocol once, and that was a loss in round 5 to the LA Thieves. And I know that both of us are sitting here looking at that attacking win percentage. For a team that often outslays their opponents in the history of their time in the CDL, it's not very common. We see them with an 11th place ranking currently on attack for control.
Yeah, they've just been struggling, but I think even bigger is that number 8th overall on their defensive side, because Atlanta FaZe are usually one of those squads that tend to slay, probably with the best of them, never get outslayed on that defensive side. For some reason, they have yet to find consistency in this game, in that control game mode, but switching it up this time, going to Protocol, but they did have a round 5 Grueler versus LAT, back-to-back offensive L's. But Minnesota ROKKR, they love themselves some Protocol too, so this is an absolute square.
Yep, Celium, good 2 over the top of the B site. Astral still playing deep though for the defense, and as Geo clears out Simp, Minnesota can still keep their eyes forward as they come off spawn. Whereas for Atlanta, it's all about can we keep trying where Astral is. aBeZy trying for some cheeky pre-fire, does get 1 tag on Astral, that slows him down, but Cell cannot take advantage of it, and then he's out. Look at that. It's just out of there. Just so darn quick, as now Minnesota have just 60 seconds to kill off, and they have a 2-life edge.
Oh, Astral was finessing. If he would have found that kill on the Simp, would have kept them trapped in their base for even longer. But the clean 4 dead now leads to Atlanta FaZe. Getting a little bit of a stack going over towards the safe point. You have players getting pushed up into the spawn and play for those spawn kills. Draza finds the first, Celium with the nade, but effective on the trades on the last 2 plays from ROKKR. Second segment comes in, but you might have to get off of it.
Yeah, Simp has to bail for a moment. The double stack allowing them to get that second tick, the third on the way. And okay, good little commitment moment there for Atlanta, considering that they were down a little bit. You do find a chance to stack. You get a player forward to kind of bump, kill off some time. It gives you the extra 60 seconds, and now all of a sudden you've created a 3-life edge with Simp over the top, trying to find maybe something over towards the top turret. Doesn't really fully work out as Draza is left down towards boat. Paul will eventually confirm the trade.
Yeah, and this is great job so far from Atlanta FaZe, not all dropping at the same time, not losing the map control, and allowing Minnesota ROKKR to make your life a living hell off the respawn. There's now 15 and 12 in lives remaining, only 1 person on the point.
This one.
But Minnesota ROKKR, they're starting to get a little bit nervous now because you're not pushed up into their base. At least you do have 1 player in Astral set up on the pinch. He finds the freebie, but instantly traded. Atlanta FaZe is just micromanaging the game so well right now.
I love that you use the word micromanage because it's moments where I can get on for a little bit more progress. Okay, never mind. Let me bounce off. Let me try to get involved in the mix as aBeZy almost takes down 2. Astral keeping the defense relatively healthy around the zone, but it's still a 5-life edge. There's still tons of time on the clock here. No reason for Atlanta to push, as Draza will have a trophy system ready to go, and Simp can get on for a little bit more progress for the second tick. And with 3 dead, now you can stack it, and it should be an Atlanta offensive win.
Yeah, that's going to be the round unless Geo has his Superman cape on. He gets taken down by Celium, and what a dominant round at that. I know you said, what were they, 11th overall in attacking sides in control? But to outslay them to bits, lead that column by 12 kills in round number 1, all segments complete. Atlanta FaZe have just been a different beast since the minor.
I just love the idea, and we haven't really seen this in great, I would say, like, number when it comes to the CDL on this map, but the idea of, okay, my AR's posted above me on the B zone. Let me step onto it, see if I can force someone from Minnesota to have to chow me. maybe it allows my AR to get involved. Otherwise, if that contact doesn't come through, then I'll just take an extra step forward on the B zone, isolate that angle, and just kind of keep this little back and forth between AR and SMG presence over the top of these zones, and that little bit of micromanagement over the top of the zone itself, I think, is really what allowed Atlanta to not just get the A zone, but in particular that B point.
So we had a.
And now they have an answer on their defensive side as they start off with the initial 2 kills. Nero on the point with only 35 HP. He's going to be able to get taken care of, and now Sip is already in your base. Good luck.
Yeah. 4 in a row as well, mind you. Caught on Sprinter's touch as Estriel's able to find one, but Draza right into play immediately afterwards. Nero through the door. At least able to shut him down and will keep the lives relatively tight, but Atlanta still playing forward. Maybe the only exit strategy would have to come by way of Gio, who's behind this Atlanta defense at the moment.
Yeah, and Gio and Paul, I know you didn't really have a lot of success in that map number 1.
Yeah,
it was
here
due
we
to
go
the
again,
SMGs. You can't have that again on a map like Protocol, especially in Control, where your lives play a big part of how much success you're going to be able to find. Celium and Draza just roaming in towards 10. It's not allowing Minnesota Rock off the respawn to have a full collective push. It's now with only 40 seconds left, not a single segment earned. You have to start off by getting your team control.
Yeah, this is just freebie after freebie, and Draza wasn't even off the regen yet, still took care of Paul. He's still at the double negative stat line, so again, this Minnesota respawn. Big punch!
Jesus!
Celium takes down 2. Abizi now free to move forward. Forcing the spawns to move around. Gets the comm from his teammate that Paul's in front of him at low health. Abizi now switching positions with Celium. And oh my goodness, Atlanta could do no wrong. This has been as dominant of a defense as we've ever seen. Minnesota, a couple eliminations to try to get them out of spawn, maybe to try to and they will jump onto A, but Simp is off 2 in a row. He can track back with his teammates. It should only be a matter of time before Atlanta clear the zone out.
Yep, Simp already spots him. He knows that the other 2 players he just killed are already off the respawn, so stuck between a decision. It's going to be pretty difficult to make. You jump on out, only going to have 50 HP in a dream, and eventually he does fall. So Minnesota showing a little bit of lifeline, but here comes that pinch from Celium. Takes down 1, knows that the child's going to be from the front end. Gio last player alive towards bottom steps, and he's able to catch a double to at least keep it at a pause. 2.9.
It's not over yet, man. Simp still able to find the double. It really does feel like it puts it on a reach, especially considering the life count at the moment. But Gio may get this 3rd tick of progress here. Sell it for the last second contest. Follow up by Nero. There's the extra 60. So at least another tick of progress has been earned. Don't want to call it yet, but again, it's one of those moments that with only 2 lives remaining, this would take a miracle. I know Minnesota's done well at a 2v7 before, but that was on Vault.
Yeah, this is going to be a lot more of a difficult task, especially against the players on the opposing end. It's now Estrio in a 2v9. Gonna work his way to try to take a little bit of bottom comms control. Gio on the re-pinch. Catches bad timing versus Abizi. Abizi swirling, spinning, whatever he can. As Estrio, it's only a matter of time.
He's doing a nice job of finessing. Draza eventually beats him, puts him down, but the overall picture, I think, is kind of a meek silver lining is the simple fact that you do get 3 ticks of progress there, but the problem is Atlanta is still up 2-0.
Yeah, they're up 2-0. They're also up by 3 segments, even after you secured those 3 segments in that previous round. And thankfully, at least for now, you don't have to worry about any health zones or anything like that. But I think to go back to round number 1, if you are Atlanta FaZe, the perfect opportunity just presented itself on your lap. Like, they got all 4 kills at the same exact time. We're able to take all the map control away and then dominate the map control after that. So if you are Minnesota Rocker, just do what FaZe just did. Just don't die all in sync.
He is number 2.
Very, very true. Paul still at 7 and 15. Not been particularly great in terms of what he's been able to produce elimination-wise from Minnesota here in the offense. And Cell expects to play up the zip from Nero, slashes him to pieces. Zip, look over towards Paul. He's gunned by Abizi, and now Atlanta stopping the clock early, already on the A zone with sidewalk control starting to develop.
Yep, and look at where those spawns are coming in from Minnesota Rocker. All over towards the tower side. Thankfully, there's only 1 player from Atlanta FaZe on that A point, so it gives them opportunities to try to still contest it, but as soon as you're coming off the respawn, you got to worry about these players in your base. And BZ, no chance on slowing down, already on 4 in a row.
Jay, I was going to say, it took Minnesota, until this moment, it took Gio a chance to get 3 before there was a single kill tallied for the Rocker. So, second tick of progress looking likely. A Sip comes up through the middle of the map for a double. Estriel sliding into contest. Should be overwhelmed here and will be. Cell, 1 more to win, but no, Paul able to find himself now 3 in a row, trying to get involved here for Minnesota, and that will stop progress on A and keep the clock moving.
Yeah, second segment does get locked, though. So now if you are Atlanta FaZe, who can potentially find the opening in Sim and aBeZy and Draza, everybody combines for a kill. Last player alive is going to be Gio. He's at least able to cap a double, potentially a triple, but the team shot's too good from Atlanta FaZe, because they are maintaining a little bit of that mid-map control. But Minnesota are not giving it up for free.
Third tick on the way. Gio looking for the cross while also contesting. It's Cell in his way, deals with it nicely. Trophy system for Atlanta likely to expire here in a moment, but it does allow a chance for Sip to dive on in, and he turns that into a 1v2 moment. aBeZy on the other side of the map wins his double, so an extra 60 is going to be earned. 6 life edge for Atlanta, and they can keep the clock paused with pressure on the B zone.
Yeah, because now Minnesota Rocker have to run all the way across the map due to the positioning of aBeZy. You're going to run right into the pre-aim of Sim. First segment already done. Double stack is going to be on the point. aBeZy secures that kill over towards tower. aBeZy secures a kill towards top mid. And yeah, that's the map, Alan. It's over with.
Sure feels that way. One more chance. No, Cell and Sim deal with the last defensive play, and that is way better for Atlanta when it comes to especially the offensive side, but just control in general. That's more like it, I think. If you're a FaZe fan, you love to see it. And it really was straight perfection across both offenses, and especially that round 2 defense. I mean, yeah, you do allow an opportunity for a solo player to get that last tick and the third over towards A, but so what? You were dominating the kill feed from start to finish your phase.
Yeah, that's all it comes down to is Atlanta FaZe and their slaying. That has been their struggle so far this year in control. They were not positive on both the attacking side and defensive side for Vault. They switch it up. They throw a little bit of protocol in the mix, and they make this one look very, very easy. Everyone's hitting positive. Everyone over 2K damage. That was just a very easy map, and it's easier whenever you're finding all the kills the way that you were, man, because Minnesota Rocker, they gave themselves chances. Like in the beginning of that defensive round, it came out to about, what, 20, 30 seconds, and Atlanta FaZe found all 4 kills at the right time for them to work their way on out. It's just difficult when you're not finding your kills, especially in control. Minnesota Rocker, not a single player go positive, and that is going to be the ending game result.
Typically is the case. See Atlanta get a 3-0 by way of 2 offensive rounds is inspiring stuff, especially considering the performance they were able to put together at Miner 1, which, again, just kind of the opponents that they faced, not easy whatsoever. They had to play this very gritty Minnesota team. Of course, the grand finals versus Carolina felt very comfortable. But I would say, just kind of looking back on that, like the win versus Thieves is what I think kind of defines this squad. I mean, you dominate them essentially in both the hard points. You dominate them in the search and destroy. It's just the control that slipped you. And this Atlanta FaZe team is looking very complete right now. I know that, again, you know, the Des was talking about they're only 5-5 in search, but in their last 7 efforts now, they've won 6 of them. So it definitely feels like things are really trending the right direction since the holiday break for FaZe.
Yeah, and that's the crazy thing, because I'm pretty sure the entire league, every single fan that we have in the CDL, they were happy as hell. They were seeing potentially Atlanta FaZe on the downwards trend. But all this team needed was 2 weeks. That's it. All they needed was 2 weeks to show how dominant they were again. They showed it at Miner 1. And so far, they're showing it in this series what they are fully capable of when they are clicking on all cylinders. Now they're up 2-1 into the series. They're going into a red card hardpoint. And actually, the final 2 maps is a rematch. If we do manage to go all the way to this map number 5, they squared up on red card before. It was Atlanta FaZe walking away with 250 to 214. A very, very close game. But I think if you're Minnesota Rocker, you're going to be able to fix those little mistakes that you made last time. And what Atlanta FaZe did so well was find a lot of time off of P1 and P2 by dominating Hedge. If you're Minnesota Rocker, you can't allow that to happen.
And we kind of saw the same thing, you know, again, obviously a different muse when it comes down to playing Search and Destroy, but we did see a lot more value for Atlanta being played over that middle concourse, whether that be on the inside just out of ticket or, like you mentioned, over the top of Hedges. So that definitely seems like a priority point of the map for Atlanta, no matter what the mode happens to be. And like you mentioned, that was very much so the case when they had played last time. It did feel like Selim and Draza were getting all the information, if not the kills first. It allowed Simp and aBeZy to just run around, do what they do best, which is what we've already seen pretty much throughout this map, or this match rather, to this point. So again, it does feel like everything starts to trend since the holiday break towards what Atlanta could do. Definitely inspiring, I think, after the long stretch of round 5s in control, to go to a map you haven't played a lot of, get a 3-0, 2 of them coming off of offensive wins for Atlanta as well. You know, if you really want to try to play that fiddle. But for this Minnesota team, they find ways to just hang in these series where it feels like maybe one map is just a blowout. It's just like, whoa, what is this team? And then they show you the next map is like, oh, okay, it's this guy. So these guys are objectively focused. We saw that on the Hacienda. Can they do it again here? That's the big question. Need to have all 4 members show up. They'll tell you that first and foremost.
Yeah, you're gonna definitely need all 4 members to show up here, especially your AR players who so far in both the respawns have not had a good time. But on a map like Redcar, where all those gunfights are gonna be long distance, you need their impact to be felt. So backs against the wall, Minnesota Rocker can never count these guys out. Always manage to keep themselves into the game. But it's just not allowing Atlanta FaZe to set you up the way that they did last time around. Dominate over towards P1, soak up about 40 seconds there. Trap you towards the backside of P2. You cannot have that if you're Rocker to try to force game 5 here.
Yep. Okay, that's the layout. Let's see exactly how this starts to unfold. Atlanta already trying to play largely just in through tickets, selling good first blood contact. Again, that's Nero just caught in the middle of the map. Simp winning over towards hedges again. Keeps Estriel over towards stage side, and Atlanta kind of exactly as you were framing up, Jay, what they did last time, they're doing again. Hedge control, outer control, ticket control. How about some hard point time to go with that?
Yeah, just force a Minnesota Rocker to consistently just try to work their way through ticket. It's just not going to be easy. So far, been 15 uncontested seconds here at P1. You first got to get past Simp. Pollux does a great job of that. And now you can start off these trade fights because Estriel has developed on this pinch for a clean 4 dead. And now already the adjustments come in. You flip the spawns out towards Atlanta FaZe on the back end. But now I don't know if you're going to be able to read this pinch on the repinch coming in.
Well, BZ takes care of one, heads up to the high ground. Simp playing just below him. Not able to expect that Geo was right in position to deal with that. BZ's long-range shots now alerts Minnesota of his presence as the hard point goes open. And it'll be Geo who tries to get some early time here. Spawn control, I was going to say for the rotation, looked good for Minnesota, but the follow-up kills from Atlanta, better. So now Paul and Nero will spawn behind this hill. Astro just trying to play his life to avoid the spawn trap, and at least he's done okay, but Atlanta are back into the hard point with still 33 seconds to fight for.
Yeah, but they said, Astro, you can take your time over there towards stage. Eventually, we're going to get you. We know where the rest of your teammates are spawning, so... Now with 25 seconds still here at P2. Not the ideal situation you want to be in if you're Rocker. Thankfully, you're already in a position to contest it. You're already finding yourself in a numbers advantage potentially off this rotation. You can walk away with this final 15. Just have to not allow these kills to go in favor of Atlanta FaZe.
Yeah. You cannot allow this game to get out of hand early, especially with the rotation starting to build the way that it is. FaZe even going to get the last couple of seconds of the scrap, rotating already over towards Garage. Draza still making life miserable for Rocker off spawn. And the block that comes through already from Simp is everything. He just needs to finesse, keep his life, because Rocker are largely in mass trying to move across the middle of the map, but they cannot find Simp. Astriel's still pinned in the back, but finally the kills start to develop and Rocker find every single one.
That's fantastic plays. I thought if you were Atlanta FaZe, when you spawn out towards the hedge side, you know that at least one player is still going to spawn behind you. If you isolate that one guy, or at least push out towards the front, you can potentially trap them in towards the back, but we're stuck in that decision, and Minnesota Rocker are able to lead to the break, but not for very long, because now Nero, the only player pushed up on the point, he gets taken care of. Back spawns in favor of Rocker, but this is not the situation you want to be in with only 20 seconds still here.
Pinch from Geo, though, does allow him to get 2. Paul up the stairs, a bit of a delayed hit. That will work out. Turn over towards Cell, but Nero will finish where Paul left off. So the scrap time will be earned by Minnesota, keeping it relatively tight. About a 10-point game here. Going over towards bleachers, but again, Atlanta in a really good spot to watch both choke points and put themselves in a spot here to just get into stage and just hold it. So really good stuff so far from Atlanta on rotation.
Yeah, but this is where Atlanta FaZe, last time they played, tend to struggle a little bit. They would win rotations, they would fully set up, but they would get instantly broken. But already the adjustments coming in. You had Draza dominating toward top mid. BZ winning that one-on-one gunfight around the point. So far been 25 uncontested seconds here at P4. Trades are abound. Simp lining up. Give me 1, give me 2. All 4 dead. Minnesota Rocker probably are now going to be forced to hit that rotation.
Yeah, you don't want to do that with 23 seconds still remaining, but you have to deal with this mid-map play. Simp good for 1. Nero the trade. He's going to make his move towards bleachers. But Abizi will be allowed to stay inside the hard point and build this lead. to some massive deficits here as Atlanta will get over the 100-point threshold and still have a chance to fight this from window side. And they're winning the battles. Estriel tagged up, trying to keep his life. Semtex on the window frame. It's Paul to at least get the trade and keep the hard point contested, but Atlanta are quick off spawn, and they already get the read that there's staggered spawns for Minnesota here.
Yeah, when you rotate early, you gotta find a couple kills. Atlanta FaZe should bombard their way through mid-ticket. And are able to disrupt the setup right there from Rocker. Because now they're in control of P5. They're spawning all of Minnesota towards the lower end of Eskies. And you just have to find at least 2 wave kills before you even think about this objective.
Another map where you're starting to see a couple of members on Minnesota just not quite hanging with what Atlanta's throwing at them. 6-12 for Estriel here, 7-15 for Paul, who's not had a particularly great series in Cell and Draza. Little 2v4 moment for them. Abizi getting involved. He'll finish things off. And he's got the read that Minnesota are spawning pretty darn close. Naden stunned his own feet. Chance to possibly pinch this up, but Estriel collects the double, and with that also the scrap time.
That's insane. Because Minnesota Rocket, they rotated with about 25 seconds over to that hard point. They just didn't get any kills, but all that time that they thought that they were gonna get, they only walk away with 10 seconds. Now Atlanta FaZe in the driver's seat, contesting early on over towards Hedge, and Draza with the double secures this side of the map. Now you just continuously soak up that hill.
19 and 10 for Draza. No need to put himself into the hard point. He's finding every single kill. Tagged up, trying to finesse, little wiggle, little wag, knife out, almost gets within arm's reach of Estriel, but not quite. Cell following up. Him and Simp with ARs will get the job done. And it will be still more than double the points in favor of Atlanta. Simp trying to add a little bit of extra insult to injury by diving into the hard point, but Minnesota will punish and they'll find some time here on 1.
And they need this time here at 1. And they need to try to chain it over towards P2 as well, because it's still a 60-point difference. But Draza has become activated. Another double in the feet to hold down this Hedge positioning. Even though you do not want these spawns that you currently have on the backside of P2. Just consistently holding this angle. Finding your kills eventually will flip them out. It will be Atlanta FaZe to start off this hill new.
Yeah. Draza's seen everything. Celium trying to follow up on that information that was tallied. Abizi will collect onto Geo, which means now Cell has to worry about this Hedge play. Nero catches it by surprise. Spawn in the back for Geo. May be able to pinch out Simp at the hard point. Not needed at the moment. And with 43 seconds, Atlanta's going to make the macro move. Try to play for the spawns first, then approach the hill.
That's exactly how you do it, especially when you have a lead the way that you do. Just none of the kills go your way. Thankfully, Draza was at least able to find one. Allows one of his teammates to spawn over towards stage. You set up with a proper pinch. Him and Celium are holding it down with the ARs. They find the initiative. And now Simp and Abizi just trying to strike for these last couple players over towards stage before they hop into the hard point.
Yep.
But again, an ideal situation to be in if you FaZe.
Absolutely the case. Need to find a breakout of this spawn situation if you're Minnesota. A couple of kills will allow them to do that by actually moving through the old time, which they need, by the way. It's another one of those maps that you look back at and say at different moments in time, it's 80, 90 point gap in favor of Atlanta. But this is usually on this map where Minnesota starts to wake up. When they know they have to make good plays, they often do and turn this into a tight one. See if they can make another comeback effort happen here.
Yeah, they have a pinch being developed. Geo was able to spawn behind this new HP. You can already tell Atlanta FaZe have sort of gotten a read on it. Abizi gonna send it out over towards Hedge. Give me 1, give me 2. We secure the front side. We have Minnesota trapped in towards the back side. You gotta get out.
Yep. And BZ is just literally holding your spawn doors right now. Simp watching over through stair side. Bested by Nero. Doesn't have a chance to turn that into a double as of yet. Baton passes, Geo steps into the hard point, and he's able to take down a couple. So, all right, here we go again. Minnesota gonna get the scrap time. Rotation over to 4 on the way. Simp trying to find an exit from top Eskies, but instead takes down Estriel, and that might be enough to force Minnesota to just have to hit this from outside stage.
Oh, they do catch the player who was working in towards the hard point, though. So Atlanta FaZe are not going to have anybody soaking up that hill time. You just got players playing for the cutoff kills. Thankfully, Simp is able to catch that double. Now you set up Abizi on the pinch. Give me 1, cannot find 2. And Minnesota have worked their way on in.
Yep. Being able to take down both Simp and Abizi simultaneously off that pinch is super important for Rocker. Trying to force again to Simp. This time shut down by Paul. But over the top, now Draza in a bit of a commanding spot over the top stage. Right back into the hard point, able to tack down onto Nero. Trades come through, hard point goes neutral. 128, 187. Sell the next one in line. Paul able to collect onto 2. And now it's just down to Kid Rocker. Find a way to collect this back 20.
Yeah, they need it. They need it. They cannot think about that rotation to new because we know how it turned out for them last go around. So they commit every single player to fight for that final 20. And it's looking like it's going to go their way and the rotation at that. Gonna be down by 50 points. You win the rotation over towards new, but last time they got picked off early before this hard point pop. You need these fights.
Really good read here, though, for Rocker on what Atlanta's trying to do on rotation, at least from where they're trying to approach this from. 2 for 2, the initial exchange. Paul, the back man, able to find Draza. Rocker trying to get back into the hill, but Atlanta all over it through the middle of the map again. Selling him, a double for him. Nero tagged down to just a single bullet worth of health. He'll fall, and Atlanta will get past 200 points.
And now they have them trapped towards the backside of Eskies. Selling 1-4 in a row. Throw a stun, throw a nade, and just keep them away as long as you possibly can. You have a BZ watching the pinch through mid-ticket. And this is the ideal setup you want to be in for this P5 HP. Minnesota Rocket just need a break, and they need it quick.
So much time going to Atlanta here on this final hard point. Gio eventually able to clear it, but Abeezy's off the reload. He's back into the mix. Oh my goodness,
man.
the shots from Abeezy, 4 in a row. Paul able to collect onto a trade, but who cares at this point? Atlanta is well and truly in control of this map, only needing another 15 points.
Oh my God, Andraza again, continuously finding double kill after double kill, 34 and 19. Didn't really have the best map number 1, but he said, don't worry guys, I got you at map number 4. As Atlanta FaZe only need 15 seconds to close out this game. On board again here with Draza, and what do you know, another double.
It's all happening on these mid battles, whether it be here at the main concourse or outside at Hedges. He's just finding these power positions and not allowing anyone from Rocker to gun him. Now on for another streak, 4 in a row. Cut just a touch short of kill number 40. Will his teammates allow him a chance to get the final 2 for it? Probably not. Looks like it's just gonna be Atlanta FaZe sitting into the hard point. Draza on the cross shutdown from getting kill number 40, but maybe a chance for it as Minnesota will wipe and get into at least extend the map a little while longer.
Yeah, Draza definitely should be able to line up one more kill for the 40 bomb and close out the series here. Atlanta FaZe only need 2 more points.
There it is.
Draza finds his 40th kill, and it's seeming that Atlanta FaZe can no longer win here at P1, but they're finding every single kill in the feed, and that is going to be it.
Wow. Jay, this Atlanta team looks absolutely for real in every mode right now. Yeah, the Hacienda has a couple of moments where Minnesota put together what it was essentially, I think we're all going to label it as kind of a 2v4 type moment. But the fact of the matter is that is a very convincing search by the score. The 3-0 protocol control with 2 offensive wins, and then a map 4, which at no point really was it ever close. Just all aspects of the hard point, rotation, holds, breaks, all looking good for FaZe right now.
Yeah, I think Minnesota Rocker only won 1 rotation that entire map, and that was towards P5. And even when they thought that they were going to win the rotation, they lost the initial gunfights and were instantly broken into. Just the guns did not look the same as they usually do for Minnesota Rocker. Paul X just did not have the series that I expect of him. He usually is the X factor with the AR, even the SMG at hand, but basically double nag in every single respawn is not going to cut it versus one of the top teams that we have in the game. Atlanta FaZe just take care of business, dominating the first blood column in the search to destroy, show improvements in the control with the slaying. And then when you get to the red card, I know last time it was 250 to 214. When you win every single rotation, that scoreline is only going to look a lot better.
Yeah, it's when you get that build from 112 to 50, again, 70 plus point gap. It's just, there's never a lifeline for Minnesota to pull it back. So the opening Hacienda, thrilling to say the least. A couple of follies in there, here and there, but largely speaking, our minor 1 champions are looking like that wasn't just a 1 weekend affair. They're looking absolutely for real. The only interesting thing about it is, like, because of how the standings work and because of how the minor works, like, Atlanta still has to, like, win out if they want to have a chance at, like, getting a decent seed for the major, even though they're looking like the best team.
Shouldn't be hard.
In game
Should not be hard, Alan. It should not be hard for them to win out, man. But that's enough from us. We got some football to watch in a little bit, but let's break it down for our final series, baby.
Yeah, we all get to watch the second half thanks to our guys in control. 7 minutes and 52 seconds. That's all it took for Atlanta to take game 3.
No, they were cruising. It seems like the ARs are finally starting to click. We were talking, being very critical of them in control. I mean, they lost the control to Falcons, for God's sake. They won that one, in 7 minutes.
41 and 21 from Draza. I think it's safe to say Celium and Draza are not to be worried about moving forward. And if you look at the leaderboard, Toronto Ultra is on top, right? They're sitting at 6-0. Atlanta only getting their second win, but Atlanta just destroyed Minnesota, who beat Toronto. So where do you have Atlanta in your power rankings?
I mean, but they just won the minor, right? So for Atlanta, I do have them top 4. I think they're going to get a winner's bracket spot. I mean, they look absolutely insane. We just saw them, like, Minnesota's been in every series they've had, basically. I mean, aside from their one right before this. And for these guys, Atlanta, to just gap them in the control and in the game 4 hardpoint is, like, bad news for the rest of the league.
I think it's less of a talking point about Atlanta getting winners and more like who are they going to screw over? Because one of those top teams that has a top seed is going to play them round 1.
Yeah,
and that's like, that sucks. You like battled for this, and because of FaZe's slow start, you're suddenly like, I don't know, you're an Optic, you're 100 Thieves, looking at them and playing them round 1. Like that is.
3 more days of qualifiers before we head to Madrid. How high can Atlanta FaZe climb? That is the question, and who gets the unlucky draw in the opening round? Maven, if you're looking at the players, though, on this roster, who is going to be the scariest player on land? Historically, who performs when the fans are watching?
I mean, I think Simp's the greatest player of all time, so I'm always going to say Simp, and that's why I'll get some flack for maybe my FaZe views sometimes, but I think Simp is that good. Even when his team has struggled, he's been consistent. Even when they're struggling early, he was a god. I mean, he had maybe that bit through Vanguard, like the end of the RCs area, where he was off a bit, but outside of that, he's been rock solid for this team. I think he's always going to be the scariest force.
On the flip side, Ant, we've seen Minnesota find success when Paul is having a good series. You heard it from Study. Double negative in the respawns is not good enough, and I feel like this isn't our first time highlighting some of his respawn failures.
Yeah, we hadn't seen, like, that was the worry with this team, was like they would be able to contend, and then if they played a top team, would they get rolled? And they were like proving us wrong through the first couple weeks, and then in the minors really surprising us, but man, it just got away from them in this series. They played a red hot Atlanta FaZe, and you know, Draza drops 41 kills. Like, it's gonna be tough if you're all.
When you're relying on all this Map 5 magic and all these insane comebacks and runs, eventually you're gonna hit a wall. You're gonna have some series like this where you get blown out. It's just, do they bounce back, and can they get back to what their winning recipe was? But this is bound to happen, I think.
Yeah. Even our top teams have hit adversity in this season already, Optic with the roster change, and then Atlanta first 2 weeks. They're just, how do you bounce back? How do you improve? I think Minnesota can do it, though. They got the right players.
Tough draw for Minnesota today. They're going up against a red-hot Atlanta FaZe, as Nameless said, and joining us live is the one and only MacArthur. I saw the earrings after you took off the headset. You're blinging at home, feeling good in the game. Celium, what did you guys fix? It looks like Atlanta FaZe is completely back to what we expected to see at the end of EWC.
Yeah, I mean, it was just hard work. That's all we needed, was just to put in more effort and just go hard in scrims and stuff, and just be an actual team and stuff, you know. So I think that really helped us a lot over the break. For me personally, I just put a lot more time in as well, so it helped me a lot.
It's showing.
Okay, well, that was literally going to be my question to you, because, like, okay, even when your team has struggled in the past, like, we've given you flack sometimes because, bro, you guys will be down 100 in a hard point like years ago. You're still double positive. Like, you've gotten your numbers even when this team has not played well. This is the first time I feel like the team has been struggling. Like, you individually have been struggling. So is that all it was? Was it just put in the time, the work? Is that it? Or was there figuring anything out maybe with, like, your AR duo and Draza? How did you improve?
Yeah, I mean, it was a lot of things, to be honest. Like, it was everything. I mean, our whole team had to talk. Obviously want to play with them, like I want to be like fast or whatever, but I mean, it's just hard work, and I put as much time as I can, you know. I talked to the coaches, had them help me out, but yeah, just hard work.
Practice makes perfect type of thing. Just put in the time and eventually you'll improve.
Yeah. Celium, you guys look good in Search and Destroy today. You know, you guys have been like 50-50 in S&D so far this season. You guys are finding so many first bloods and not running away with the round. Today, totally different. You slowed it down. You found 3 of those, and you won those rounds. So talk to me about that. Capitalize on those first bloods. What'd you talk about in Search?
I mean, it just like, obviously, if you get one, just like after that, play as a team, but it's not really much. I mean, obviously, we know we trolled in our past searches, but I think today was a good one for us.
Celium, final question is for our makeup artist, Rahela. She wants to know, are you more into centaurs or minotaurs?
Wait, what?
There's no right answer.
I'm gonna go with centaurs, dude.
It's the one with the hooves.
I'm galloping.
Galloping, dude.
I don't know what that is, to be honest.
Yeah, I'll send you something on the internet.
Yeah.
Anyway, Rahela and her magical creatures have been amazing in the green room. You have been amazing in game, and you earned our scout play of the game. We got to let you go.
All right, thank you guys.
Bye, beautiful.
That is Celium. Here it is. Let's take a look at some of his amazingness. MacArthur doing it dirty.
No, this guy is getting back to demon mode. I mean, kind of like I asked him. I mean, this is like the first time, really, that he's kind of struggled individually, even when the team is struggling. I don't know. He's always just got. I mean, a guy that always gets his numbers. Seems like maybe he's just getting more comfortable.
I mean, I feel like people just kind of blew it out of proportion a little bit. Like, it was a small sample size, and Celium's unbelievable. We just expect him to be taking over games.
He's just never like double negative, bro. It's just like not a thing you've ever seen.
No, I mean, that's definitely facts, but they were working through some things, and you know, those matches were early. They had a couple weeks to like get everything down and grind the game, and now this is the phase that we all expected. I'm not surprised that Celium's frying. Like, the guy still has all the talent in the world.
Dude, we're watching the clips, and you remember like 2-3 titles ago, he's known for his ability to snake. Now he's just on his back, waiting for you to poke over the court. He's got to be the most annoying AR to go up against.
100%.
Celium causing problems for Minnesota today. Let's review the whole day, though, because we had a fantastic day of action. LAG versus Toronto was our opener. Toronto coming off that loss to Minnesota in the minor, but the only team with a 5-0 record entering this battle. On the other side, LAG got their first win on Friday. Didn't look like the same team today. They got shut down.
No, I mean, I guess I've been kind of pulling for these guys to figure it out. Maybe it's just like the French fans and the audience behind them that I kind of want them to find success. And you saw how happy they got after that first win. I've always just wanted like a bigger European crowd. So like their success helps with that. But yeah, it just looked like same old type of issues that they're running into again. Maybe nothing's fixed, and they just had things click yesterday.
And everyone on the Toronto side seems to be finding their form, Insight contributing, but it was Kleenex and Beans, we were saying, the second half of this series. Game one, though, it was all Joe Deceives. Joey D, one of the best in Search and Destroy, also doing work in the Respawn today.
Yeah, I mean, the guy went off in the Respawn map #1. We've seen some huge performances. I mean, we saw Purge yesterday, and today we saw Joe Deceives on Vault just taking over. And like you said, we get to that map 4 Skyline. It got dicey, got real close. Beans, though, shutting the game down.
Toronto one match away from locking up the #1 seed at their home major in Madrid in just 2 weeks. Optic Texas, though, may have a huge audience of their own attending in person. And Optic, well, they had us all on the edge of our seat, down 5-1 in a final game 5. This was arguably the best series we've had of the entire tournament so far.
Yeah.
I would say definitely the best game 5 I've seen.
Yeah, I mean, listen, you saw them do it multiple ways. Whether it's coming out 100-point clubbing them to map 1 or getting it done to map 5 down 1-5. Just shows they still have the ice. Things are really clicking. They can be strong in any mode. Search maybe still worries me a little bit. The fact that you lose the map 2 and you don't want to have to come back down 1-5. So that's still, there's some things maybe you want to clean up. But the fact that you can do it probably just gives you a belief system like we're never out of this, right? No matter what hole we're in, we can bring it back.
I think, you know, it's kind of a good sign. It was like you said, they won 7 searches in a row, lost 4 straight, and then we get to this game 5. None of that lingers. They just make huge adjustments when they need to and clutch up and answer the call. Shotzzy absolutely balling throughout this one, and then like the Skyline hardpoint. I think it was more impressive than the first hardpoint, bro. Like, they 100-point club, but the end of the Skyline, holding down a P2 for a full 60, that's typical work.
Kenny with the 3-point play at the end, basically. The man lights up the leaderboard. The only one not in the top 3 KD, though. As you look at his teammates, these boys are frying.
Kenny's still going to be that guy, like, get me to Sunday type player, I think. He is going to be, you heard him talk about the Search and Destroy, how he can be the vocal guy. You don't need to put up insane numbers when you have players like this next to you, but I think it's still just get him to Sunday. He brought the championship winning mentality to this Optic organization.
Won a world championship.
Get him to Sunday, bro.
Love what
Get him in round 11
from our top squads. They are going to be looking ferocious next week, and we have another group of players to talk about. These are our challengers, the guys that will be competing for spots in the CDL. And you take a look at some of our finals, the Stallions back in action, surviving in this hard point.
Yeah, the Stallions, man, balling. You can see right here the playoffs will continue going forward the end of January, and the Stallions clutch up map 4 to advance to top 6. So I know that Zuma's sitting there so happy right now. Encouraged, been balling, been playing a lot of 8s as well.
Okay.
Making a name for himself. People are saying that he's going to... there was a clip of Dachi saying this guy's going to literally win a world championship in like 3-4 years. So that's how much hype this guy has, how he's building so far. It reminds me a little bit almost of Scrappy in his prime. He's got to get some chips, some challenge chips.
You know how it is. Like, I mean, you follow it a bit closer than I do, but I usually just wait until I hear a name that starts to pop up above the rest. The guys that you know are going to come through. Because usually when there's somebody like that good, it's just word of mouth. Like, you start to hear the name a bit more, and then they come into the scene, suddenly they're making noise in the CDL. So excited to see, but this is an overall look at how the bracket kind of looks now for the North America side.
Can I point out that 3 qualifier weeks ago, Hook was in one of these brackets.
Yep.
He was playing and frying in challengers. These are the teams remaining, though, as Omit and KCP are moving on to your winner's final. You can see Zuma Stallion still in the running in the bottom half of that bracket.
It is going to be one of the most insane stories of the year, the Hook thing still. Like, bro, you thought he was, like, done, or maybe we thought he's going to get a chance up, like, first up, and he's on the optic, bro. Yeah, it's an unbelievable story.
Taking a look over at Europe, here is your update as well. Big shout out to Study and Shift, who have been casting a lot of these matches. You guys can check out some of the VODs, and of course, all of the Challengers Elite, EU, and NA playoffs currently live.
I'll be tuned, baby. Seeing the next breed of talent when they're coming out, who should be next up, because you know after Major 1, some of these teams on your screen right now are going to be making some changes, potentially pulling from Challenge.
Taking a look at our final week of action. Here it is. We got Royal Raven, Surge, Heretics, Thieves, Breach, FaZe on our opening day. I'm looking at that final day, though. The last match, Toronto Ultra, Optic, Texas. Where's Optic going to land in our final bracket?
Yeah, that's a good one. And even like the Breach Thieves one now looks pretty good just based on how Boston's been playing. There's a lot of great matches. And well, now it's like we haven't talked a ton about like standings and major and matchups and stuff, but like the deeper we get, like that's all we're going to be talking about. Who's going to be facing off come major time once we get to Spain? And this, everything comes down to this, bro. This last couple weeks of matches.
I got to say, it's been a fantastic, crazy Maven Sunday.
I've had a blast,
Enjoyed your
guys.
presence here on the desk and in the green room all day long. Before you go, can you please tell us who is going to win the Major 1 championship?
Brother.
I know he's going to say FaZe, bro.
Simp.
I'm going to say Optic just to piss you off.
I'm going Optic.
I'm going Optic.
All right, well, we agree.
I'm going Optic.
All right, well, here's your green wall.
Yeah, now I get it, dude.
Baby, come on.
Is it upside down?
And on that note, we'll
Kinda
let you
looks like him.
marinate with
I'm
Maven's
Green
face.
Spider-Man.
The CDL. We'll see you in 7 days. 5 days.
Centaur. I pick Centaurs.
Right.
Yeah, I'll be galloping and piping.
Yeah, alright. No game 5 this time. Yeah.
Tell him listen.
Fail, Nile, 14, or 2 spots. Probably just Same here. Okay. Stop.
Hey, out that windows. Oh my god. That's right.
Okay.
Dude. Wow. Wow. Man.
That's amazing. That is crazy. Come to people offline or let's say Ross. Rangers. 49. Number to 49. Number to 41. 49. Listen to that one. I'm not sure. Manchester United Europa League. Let me not. Okay. Just type some somewhere. Just go. Yeah. Okay. in the 9.7. Pencil is number 18. Music. Yeah, Musiala. I.
If you ever want to know why I block ads with Pi, this is
Come
why I
on.
block ads with Pi. I just found what may be the
There we
biggest
go.
YouTube hack of 2024. It's called Pi, and it actually made me start watching YouTube again because I don't have to rage out anymore skipping 10 ads on a 2-minute video.
And here it is. Ours, obviously. Number 19. Number 200. Oh, oh.
love football, this is the best time of the year.
Number 69. 69. I think I did see that. Yeah, I did. Look at that car. Beautiful Chevy Beat. That's a beautiful car, you know. $196. 159. 169. I am sure. That's a beautiful car. What a move. Get there. Lewandowski as cover-up,
This video is brought to you by Manscaped.com. The star of the show, the all-new Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra. In the hand, you'll instantly notice the difference. From the sleek matte finish, combined with the glossy black combo, more important.
I wanna be the best in the game, invest in my name. Check no restraints, I'm obsessed with the pain. I ingest, I retain, assess and I change. Possessed by the thought I'll be free one day from society's restraints. Money, clout and fame, mud, disease, a plague. We all love to hate, have to play the game, have to make a name. All our insecurities are on display. This is war with the enemy, think that it was meant to be. Living in a time where disease is on every screen. I won't let them fester me, I know most are festering. Negativity is a plague for the mentally weak. No mercy, all I got is working. Never stop searching, never quench the thirsty. I'm toxic and psychotic with this logic, you can't stop it. It's been chronic since I was a boy, so neurotic and chaotic. I'm built to last with the webs I'm weaving. I could change the this life's gonna eat 'em. Make mistakes real fast, then you learn how to beat 'em. If you take off the cast, you can see all the healing. If the pain's in the past, move on from the grieving. Put your foot on the gas, no, never stop competing, yeah. I've been doing this, I'm on it. I just wanna be iconic. Sipping on a gin and tonic, got me going off when I'm on this topic, yeah. If I ever play, I want it. You know that I'm always honest. Stay away from those who are toxic. Keep them out your face, no way, you don't want it, yeah. Don't try to drain my energy. The enemy is everything. It's mentally, unhealthily, spreading like a rare disease. But I won't let it get to me. I don't need your therapy. I can leave a legacy of leading by intensity. Come on, we can fight this. Freedom is priceless. Spread just like a virus. Living in a crisis. Do you feel courageous? Do you seek greatness? Trust me, you can take it. Go on and take your aim. I'm built to last with the webs I'm weaving. I can change the past with all I'm achieving. Got my foot on gas, never stop competing. If you break like glass, then this life's gonna eat 'em.
Disney's Mufasa the Lion King is a dazzling musical.
I always wanted a...
Okay.
Tell me pretty lies, look me in the face. Tell me that you love me, even if it's fake. Cause I don't fucking care at all. You've been out all night, I don't know where you've been. Slurring all your words, not making any sense. But I don't fucking care at all. Cause I'm only a fool for you. But maybe you're too good for me. I'm only a fool for you. But maybe you're too good for me. Cause I have hella feelings for you. I don't fucking care. Like they ain't even there. Cause I have hella feelings for you. I act like I don't fucking care. Cause I'm so fucking scared. I'm only a fool for you. But maybe you're too good for me. I'm only a fool for you. But maybe you're too good for me.
1, 2, 3, if I botch his name.
But I also think.
Oh, I misclicked. My bad, my bad. Okay. Yeah, I'm just click that. I need to click that. Okay. Now exposed. Bailey. 133. Yikes. Okay. Good. Okay, put that up there for now. Yummy. He is number 105.
Verizon is bringing the Super Bowl to 30 cities across the country with an experience like no other. Verizon Super Bowl Fan Fest, right on your home field. You win? Get your tickets today. Visit Verizon.
Oh my god, I can't spend from that name here. D is present for the base Welcome to the Conference League. Okay. That's good. Now for the Blues. $72 Blues. Go to the Conference League. I'm to get over there is 163. 163. And then you go up. Ooh. Are you welcome? Okay. Oh. Jadi ini kalau menggunakan topi ini keluar ini keluar ini Okay. We got Bind Recusing level. Is that what it says? Level? Yep. Bind.
It really is like they say. Your life flashes before your eyes.
Bind Recusing back into Europa Top Flight Champions League. That's the first one. Okay. Now let me find the big one here. Then land is numbered to 120. There. There. Okay, McAllister's there. Whites. Ben White, Arsenal Champions League. McAllister was number 182. Right there.
Have you noticed YouTube has way more ads than it used to? Here's how you can block them for free.
This is Pi, and it blocks ads.
182.
I think Messi is one of a kind. What he's doing, I don't know if we will see another player do the things that he does.
For me, Messi is like, he's not human, and Cristiano is the best of the human.
In my eyes, anyway, Messi is the best ever.
Messi is the best player ever lived.
He's the best player I've ever seen in my lifetime.
I think he's the best I've seen.
Definitely, you know, Messi.
Lionel Messi.
Lionel Messi.
Leo Messi.
Leo Messi.
Leo Messi.
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 Messi. Messi.
Messi.
Messi.
Messi.
Messi.
Messi.
Messi.
Messi.
Messi.
Messi.
Lionel Messi.
Last but not least, Otamendi.
Lionel Messi.
Champions League.
The best player of the world. El mejor del mundo. Leo Messi, campeón del mundo, Argentina. Felicidades.
16.
It's everyone his opinion, but nobody can doubt that he's there with the greatest all the time. But for me, I said many times, I've been the... He's the best.
Another special one. What a card. Ping pong. Must that.
Man, that sandwich looks lonely, and that's sad. So let Jimmy John's fix that by adding free chips and a free drink. Turn an 8-inch sandwich or wrap into a combo for free after 2 p.m. Only at Jimmy John's.
Online on Mac immerses you in a universe with thousands of star systems like never before. Follow a path of your own choosing and become a titan of industry. Explore the wonders of the universe. Or join record-breaking PvP battles and add your name to 2 decades of player history.
Yeah. Story in the sea.
Mañana es el último consejo. Muy bien. Y te quemo. Y te quemo. Que sea. Sí, sí. Será. Sí.
Fargo is your virtual assistant from Wells Fargo.
Oh, come on, come on.
Fargo lets you do this.
Fargo, turn off my debit card. I found it!
Me llamo Lionel Messi, tengo 13 años, juego de media punta y...
¿Cómo se da esto? ¿Cómo te inicias en el fútbol?
Bueno, jugué en un club, empecé jugando en un club de barrio.
¿Qué club de barrio?
Grandón. Y por parte de mi hermano me llevó a Newell's.
¿Cuál es tu sueño?
Jugar en la selección argentina.
No tiene nada que ver con Argentina este pibe. Este pibe no tiene nada que ver con Argentina. Eso para nada que ver. Es europeo. Él juega en Cataluña. No tiene nada que ver con nosotros. Nada que ver.
Salió en todos los diarios ahí. Y bueno, espero que con esto pueda ir a la selección. Que me gustaría mucho.
Que Messi se vaya de la selección. Y armemos una selección mucho menos marketing idea, si se quiere.
Mi hijo de 6 años, que entiende. ¿Por qué te matan en Argentina, papi?
Matamos, yo no mato a nadie. Nosotros decimos las cosas como son. Por eso estamos acá.
Pero yo decidí volver a la selección. Tuve mucha gente en contra. Familia, amigos. Muchísima gente que me decía, no volvás más, que tenés que volver, a que te maten, a sufrir.
Con él le va peor a la selección argentina. Necesitamos un 10 en la selección. Está jugando. Ese no es Messi. No es Messi. Es un fracaso, no tiene huevo, no tiene alma. Y otra cosa, una falta de respeto que lo comparen con Maradona. Ya está, dejen de joder, es un invento, se va, un invento, una mentira.
No, mentira, seguir volviendo. Yo quiero ganar algo con la selección. Estuve muy cerquita y yo lo voy a seguir intentando. Yo quiero ganar con la selección. Y quiero volver y quiero estar y voy a jugar todas las cosas importantes.
Cuarto penal para Argentina. Señoras y señores, si convierte Gonzalo Montiel, Argentina será campeón del mundo. ¡Va Montiel! ¡Va Gonzalo! ¡Va Montiel!
Number 9. What you doing? Last one. Robinson. Sam Walker. Last one. So, honorable mention. We have Star. Diamond. Number 2. I think it would be 299. Good chance. 182. So we're 182 to 199. So number 15. That only good call. Number 9. What a hit. That's a lady. This is getting fun. Number 182 to 299.
Discover your new Honda right now at Richfield Bloomington Honda. Come see the latest lease offer on a 2025 Honda Pilot. The search is over. Visit us today at Richfield Bloomington Honda.
Actually buy the other two. Okay. I really should have got the other 2 packs that were on the store. That were on stock. I should have got the other 2. That is amazing. What an amazing card, man. Huh. It's beautiful too. Look at that. Changes, sways. Amazing, amazing card. It's beautiful. And that's it for this pack opening. This one was in, this wasn't this one, right? No, this one was a different one. Oh god, I think these are mixed up. This was in here. There we go. Okay. Okay. Holland, Luis. I'm not sure what the RS is. Is that like something good? I think it is, isn't it? Maybe I'm tweaking. I'm not too sure if that's anything good or not. I've seen a lot of RS. Or RC, I mean. Let me see here. Probably is, but I'm not too sure. I want to do my research on that. But that might be a good card. Probably not. Not too sure though. But yeah. Those might be it, those might not be it. But let me just put it right here. That's one. Okay, let me just okay. Oh, not too far. Barca. Erling Haaland here. It's cool, but it's not really much, just a base. Luis, usually we have tops on this one. Everyone has tops on. Didn't have tops, I'm not sure if that's a good thing or not too. Probably because it's just base. It doesn't have tops, so just plain base one. The Yemi has 8 tops. Say tops. Valverde, Marcos Duran, for now. However, not 2. The blues also. Okay. Okay, throw those out. You have another RS or RC. I'll just put it here. It's not put together either way. Another tops. Domendi. Ben Whites. McAllister. Land. We have the title winners Atlanta. And Leverkusen level. Also. Okay. Good with that one. Now for these ones. Okay. Vinny Jr. Go here with that. Card as well. KHL. Cameroon Carter Victor. Trey. And Big Mike. I gotta take these. Okay. Just push these together real quick. Come on, come on. There we go. Turn. Okay. Probably just base, okay. these ones. These ones are the ones that didn't come with a tops, like tops or RC for now. Oh no, Lewandowski 2 didn't come with it. He also don't have a, but oh, it's fine. No, he didn't have one. Paul Victor had an RC right there. Velcro did. Musiala did. Good. Richarlison. Already had a Richarlison. So the base. Garnacho. Ross. And Rafael Neal. So. Okay. There. 2 more to go here, and we are done with this. These are our colors. Okay. Senior. Walker. What's this? Stokov. Okay. Way I didn't cover it either. Juventus. There's 2 of these guys that don't have no tops or RS. Okay, this one has it. Reed. Cardio. And Ken. Lewandowski doesn't have one either. That will go over here. Put this part of space. Paul Victor had this. Rocket didn't have no one. Okay, so Lewandowski. 2 Barca, 2 Juventus. Okay, chat. Okay. Bukayo Saka. Madueke. He has tops. Leroy Sané. Kosan. Rodrigo de Paul. And Pavard. There we go. That's all of the cards. Way young. Okay. These are the real base ones. Just bases. Just basic. No tops or RSS on them. Just basic cards. These ones have tops on them, so I'm not sure if there's any value on it, or probably not. This one has RS, or so besides the tops, these 2 have tops on it, tops and RS. One only has RS. So these 3 could be good enough to, okay. Let's see here. Stars. Okay. That's like that. That's like that. New era. Future star. Trophies. Cabinets. 2 future stars over here again. Trophy cat chaser, trophy chaser. So now those, a new era, future star. one. It's here. Okay, let's put these at the end. Future stars could come next. Okay, then we have the trophy casers. I'm not sure those are like any number. 4, 6, no, nothing really. No, nothing crazy like that. Check these new arrow ones. No, nothing crazy like that. It's fine. These ones. No, nothing crazy. They just look really nice. Oh, Richarlison is the big hit of the night. Even though we have a base of him. 182 to 299 with Richarlison hit. Check for the Miraji mistake. Oh, there they are. Okay. Oh god. It's tweaking on me right now. Okay, I can look at the stream now. Let's close this. No, let's pull that up again. Still processing. Okay, that's fine. Okay. There we go. Connect this real quick. Oh god.
You'll need a top-notch team to win this one.
Open your eyes. Reality is but an illusion. I would knit the dimensions back together if it were within my power.
30 seconds before you attack. Get ready.
I can't believe this actually is the future. Spidey for the win, I guess.
And yet you don't seem all that thrilled, son.
I don't know. I should feel totally at home here, but something's off.
Adjusting to a new world, no matter how familiar, is never easy.
The battle starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1!
Here, those are bad guys. It's every hero for themselves.
Help get that vehicle to its destination.
A journey into mystery, yes! Right!
Hands out! What's the team of heroes?
You're halfway there. Keep going.
Wild creatures have risen from the realm below. I'm The Sorcerer Supreme returns.
Bless me.
I'm opening a portal. A shortcut through space.
These squids look fun to punch.
Almost there. Don't turn back now.
Think again.
This vehicle reached a checkpoint. Keep up the momentum.
Squids and barrels. I purge the darkness. Feel no shame in defeat by Doctor Strange. Bogey's coming up behind.
You can put your faith in us, hero.
I purge the darkness. I'm doing this my way. Judge, jury, executioner!
Double KO.
Hands are shaking again. Focus.
Pulse charge, fire!
Never thought I'd care so much about spiders. Right out. the Eye of Agamotto!
Hell unleashed! Vehicle reached a checkpoint. Keep up the momentum.
Mortal pain is no match for the Sorcerer Supreme.
Last mistake.
Come on, I'm right here. What do I know? Spider-Man? Watch your back.
By the Eye of Agamotto! I can't move. Castle, I purge the darkness!
Come to life. Reed's gonna love
I
it.
like the cold.
Move, Psylocke. Sure those are bad
Punisher's
guys.
turret is active.
Next up, the Shrine of the Weaver. All aboard!
The mystic arts won't fail me again.
That's it! Don't let anything stand in your way.
Pentagram of Parala. I purge the darkness.
Spider Sling!
My body is rejuvenated. Leave me, darkness!
Be strong together. Spider Zero must reach the shrine. Let's get this show on the road. There they I like the cold. I'm hurt.
Behind you! You get a weapon! You get a weapon! You get a weapon!
That one hurts. Maximum pulse! The Sorcerer Supreme returns.
So close! This is your big chance!
Don't mess with the amazing Spider-Man! Enemy in front! Leave me, darkness!
Resistance is futile!
By the Eye of Agamotto!
I need some help! Another epic victory! Big win! Help get that vehicle to its destination.
I don't think that's the way.
I do the absolute best I can every time. Wait, I didn't put that on there, did I?
That poor suffering tree. We have to get it out.
I got that on video.
There's a sniper. Loki's killing that tree. We're going to stand on top.
That's the boost I needed. The fat lady isn't singing yet.
Snipers locked in on us.
Need some ranged firepower.
Starks never forget.
Bullseye.
Get ready. Here come the bad guys.
Anywhere.
Get that vehicle moving again!
Frank's doing what he does best.
There's a sniper! Each guard is counting on us. Plasma! Burst!
Stand down! I'll be shipshape in no time. These come in real catch.
Me down.
You're halfway there! Keep going!
Take this! Coming through!
Bogies coming up behind.
Maximum!
That's the post I needed.
Only 60 seconds left!
These come in real
Arm of light! Get that vehicle moving again!
Stand down! We're being targeted.
Down to
These
30
come in real
seconds!
handy.
Almost there! Don't turn back now!
Pulse charge. Fire.
Please, my heart!
Mark and his ox. Ox is off the menu.
Enemy ahead.
Vehicle reached the checkpoint! Keep up the momentum!
Yo, save a tree.
Need some ranged firepower.
There's a sniper!
Heads up, we got it on.
The moon haunts you!
You're halfway there! Keep going!
Assemble!
America never surrenders. Let's dance.
Shoot these ox.
Sorry, soldier. I don't think that's
It's my way.
Almost there! Don't turn back now!
Judge, jury, executioner!
soldier.
The vehicle reached a checkpoint. Keep up the momentum.
Tandy needs help.
Sniper,
Plasma!
Pulse charge. Fire.
Burst! Eag's guard is counting on us.
Does he ever run out of these on?
Take this! Hostile forces incoming. That's the boost I need.
Looking for a new challenge.
Let's dance.
One ounce, there are probably more. Sniper, hit the cover.
Welcome to the dark place.
Coming through. Moon Knight's onk. I never stay down. I'm a soldier.
That's 3!
The moon haunts you! Sorry, soldier.
Mind the exploding plasma!
Can't beat battlefield medicine. That's the boost I needed.
Co-op time!
Incoming. We got a sniper.
Pulse charge!
Catch!
It's your big chance! Only 60 seconds left!
That was for freedom! Coming through! Take this!
Another epic victory! Big win! Pick your hero. Or villain, I'm not judging.
Freedom. I was always meant to be a soldier.
Seconds before you attack. Get ready.
Reed is glad to have another genius around to help him solve this, Tony.
Same. He takes my brilliant ideas and makes them ever so slightly better.
I'll be sure to tell him exactly what you said.
Please don't. There's no way I can do this without him.
Sorry, soldier.
The battle starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All you need to do is capture the mission area. Got it?
The dudes are begging for an iron fist to their iron faces.
Here come our next victims. Take this!
Nothing on attitude to start.
Looks like the mission area is yours to capture now. They captured the mission area!
That's the boost I needed. On your 6. Sorry, soldier.
Outmatched.
Seized!
Coming through. I don't Live to fight another day.
That's supposed to hurt.
You've captured more than half of the mission area. Keep going. Control lost.
Compared to me, you're an amateur, Castle.
Take this! Stand down!
A little help, please. Not sure how we'll solve this without you.
I'll be shipshape in no time. Coming through!
Look who just showed up. Count, stick from behind.
Let's dance! Stand down!
Trap, get up!
You think I'm too old
Their
for
team's
this?
capture progress has passed the halfway point.
Pulse charge!
Let's dance!
Some help.
Stand down!
Control C.
Over here. I can heal you.
Live to fight another day. Hold the fort, soldiers.
Good thing I was here.
Take this!
Control lost. They've almost got it.
Always glad to help, partner.
Destiny.
You think I'm too old for this? Sorry, soldier. Enemy ahead. Let's dance.
Keep fighting until we have a winner.
That's the boost I needed.
Control C.
Maximum pulse!
You got them all.
Roll out!
I'm opening a portal.
The fat lady isn't singing yet.
Pentagram of
You'll have to keep fighting until we have a winner.
Judge! Jury!
Ship in no
Executioner!
We're outnumbered. Coming through. Enemy.
Fishing!
If we don't stand up for what's right, who will?
Seconds before you attack. Get ready.
Steve, buddy, we have to save the world.
Not the first time. Won't be the last.
Should I give them until the count of 4 to walk away?
The battle starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All you need to do is capture the mission area. Got it?
You guys are actually here, right? I'm imagining this.
Looks like the mission area is yours to capture now.
That turret to be outlawed, Frank.
The mission area is yours.
This is real firepower! Assemble! Let's dance!
You're never alone.
Let's do this!
Take this! Work on your pistol. I'll be shipshape in no time.
One down.
Sorry,
I'm opening a portal.
the fat lady isn't singing yet.
You've captured more than half of the mission area. Keep going.
Let's dance!
Control lost.
Stand down! You think I'm too old for this? That's a WMD if I've ever seen one, Castle. Take this!
By the Agamotto!
Your team's capture progress has passed the halfway point.
You think I'm too old for this?
Leave them to Khonshu! Stand down! Again!
Control seized.
Khonshu never rests.
We have prevailed.
Just another criminal.
Glory's almost yours.
Sorry, soldier.
You'll have to keep fighting until we have a winner.
Judge! Jury!
You think I'm too old for this? Hold the fort, soldiers.
The perfect control lost.
We're outnumbered. Coming through.
They've almost got it. Yummy, yummy.
The fat lady isn't singing yet.
Maximum pulse!
You'll have to keep fighting until we have a winner.
Stand down!
you can't expect to win them all.
Getting oil out of the ground is the most dangerous job in the world. We do it because we run out of options.
Review Bra also dropped his hardest diss on Chick-fil-A 2. Bro hated the fries. Did they do something different to their fries? Or did he just really not like their waffle fries? Wait, what?
I have to emphasize, this doesn't necessarily come from a place of anger. You have to understand that. More so, it's the type where
disappointment. That's so much worse.
It comes from bitter disappointment, really. Just bitter disappointment and almost sadness, in a sense.
When did Chick-fil-A get new fries?
You have places, granted, you know, in the fast food hierarchy, where quality...
I worked Chick-fil-A, we added more starch so they cook better. How recently? I had Chick-fil-A not too long ago. The fries tasted just fine.
So, alright, what's so wrong with them? Well, let's find out.
Oh, no crunch. No crunch, not crisp. Interesting. Soggy. Flimsy. Flaccid. Not good. I can see the disappointment. It's measurable. Jesus, he's going through the wormhole right now.
Number one, they're not overly crispy.
I noticed,
so
yeah.
There goes that whole narrative. Personally, I don't something that's going to break your teeth or anything.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It hasn't been that long since I had the fries. They tasted exactly how I remember from when I was but a wee toddler. Did he get, like, a different kind of fry recipe at his local Chick-fil-A? Like, is there actually... I need to look it up. Did they make sweeping changes? One guy said they added more starch, but, like, I didn't notice. Here's an article about it from 3 days ago, which actually predates Review Bra. Chick-fil-A's new recipe for crispier waffle fries has customers up in arms. You might not need to be a super taster to recognize... Why is this even hyperlinked? Are you a super taster? About a quarter of the population has an especially sensitive sense of taste. What? Who gives a fuck? Man, it's the lamest superpower of all time. I taste things a little bit better? Jesus. To recognize that Chick-fil-A's popular waffle potato fries taste different according to customers who have been posting about it across social media. 2 months ago, a Reddit user wrote, I noticed that the fries are now crispier, but, like, not in a good way. It seems like they almost like battered fries now and just don't have the same taste. Needless to say, I'm not a huge fan. 132 people have commented on the same thread that the fries taste a little stale and are rubbery, old, and dry. Start up those fryers. I'm going to have to go in and check for myself. I've had Chick-fil-A quite a bit over the last few months. I did not notice a difference. Am I just the anti-taster? Chat. Just yeses and nos. Have you noticed a difference in the fries? And be honest. You can't lie here. If you lie, you go to hell. Majority no on both chats. Some yeses sprinkled in there. Those must be the prodigies. The super tasters amongst us. Stanley, get on it. We need to get them in the MCU. Okay, so most people are in my camp where they haven't noticed the difference. And a surprise to no one, that makes Review Bra a super taster. He was born with the gift. Okay, last year we made a slight adjustment to our waffle potato fries recipe, which offers the same great taste while also making our waffle potato fries stay crispier longer. Chick-fil-A told Fast Company in a statement. According to a Chick-fil-A spokesperson, the crispier fries have been tested in markets for more than a year now, and the change took place months ago. Fast food chain's website also notes that while the new recipe doesn't contain any of the 9 major allergens, the fry coating does contain pea starch. More like PP, am I right? Jesus. Popular fast food chain known for its chicken... No, this is just... Wait, what? What is this? Just last year, the company backpedaled on a pledge to exclusively serve 100% antibiotic-free chicken in order to maintain a supply of high-quality chicken due to post-pandemic chicken shortages, a decision that received widespread criticism from customers. That kind of came out of nowhere. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get some fucking Chick-fil-A fries tomorrow and try them for myself.
Check this out. I'm going to show you how I afforded this car. Okay, you ready? All right,
You know what? You know what? The last few times I've had Chick-fil-A, I did Uber Eats it. Nope, that's not true. I also went and ate it at the facility itself. So I've had a spread of both, and I've noticed no difference in the fries' crisp texture. You can't because it's Sunday. Curse this forsaken world. I had them today, liked them, but I also asked for extra crispy at Raising Cane's too. Can you do that? Can you just do that at Raising Cane's? I want fries, extra crispy. It's like some James Bond shit. Shake it, not stir. Do you really do that at Raising Cane's? Most of my friends have preference of fries that 90% of places will accommodate. Well done, lightly fried, no salt, anything. You're going to fast food, man. Why are you doing gourmet specifications for your fucking fries? Because we're paying the same as sit-down restaurants now. You know what? I will give you that. That was the best argument I've heard so far. Man, that fucking Chick-fil-A that I was talking about that I've been getting recently, that is not cheap. At all, actually. Man, that fucking Chick-fil-A that I was talking about that I've been getting recently for your fucking fries. Because we're paying the same as sit-down restaurants now. You know what? I will give you that. That was the best argument I've heard so far. Man, that fucking Chick-fil-A that I was talking about that I've been getting recently, that is not cheap. At all, actually. That is so true. I'll give you that. Fair enough, then. Fair enough. Let me go back to the review. There's a membership, Madlow. Oh, he spiked it like Gronk in the end zone. He is upset.
You know, all the life, essentially, is just sucked right out of these fries. They're flavorless. They almost taste... It's like cardboard, for lack of a better word. They're dry. They're flavorless. Not quite powdery, you know, it's not that bad, but...
I just didn't notice. I think at the end of the day, he seems to really not like them. I need to try their new recipe, I guess. I will say I haven't noticed them being crispier, so I think they definitely failed on that front. It's not like they've been significantly crispified. So I feel like it was just super unnecessary. Also, who gives a shit? Like, I don't think, like, Chick-fil-A's been printing money for how long now? I don't think they really needed to revamp their formula unless they just wanted to cut corners and save money. Because every company does that now, where like they will squeeze every possible angle for a couple extra bucks. Maybe that's why?
Some of my favorite fast food fries, as a matter of fact, you could go ahead and watch a video that I did, and maybe I'll link it in the description.
He was almost tearing up there just remembering the greatness of the fries.
I did a review, feedback, at least in the comments and everything that I peruse on this channel, talking about the Chick-fil-A fries and how they need to be so much crispier. And never once have I even seen that.
I also never saw anything like that. I think probably the root of it was whatever they did for their new recipe is ultimately cheaper, and they thought they could keep the fries taste the same, but they couldn't. I actually like that their fries could fold into the sauce cups without breaking. It's adorable. It's so sweet. It's so sweet. Sad watching the quality of everything go downhill the last few years. Well, I mean, yeah, that's... it's the direction things go, man. We need more money. We only did record profits last year. We need to do record profits again this year, and then next year, and then next year, so we need to keep cutting these corners. Stop dipping your fries and pour the sauce on them like a man. That's stupid. You're stupid for that. Then your hands get all yucky, and then you need to fucking wipe them off like a toddler, like a little child. Just be a civilized, grown adult and dip them. Use a fork. Oh, you make me sick. Using a fork for your fries because you doused them in sauce. Grow up. Grow up.
A new year and a new adventure with the perfect Chevy to take you anywhere. With pure power unleashed and future-forward technology. Every path leads to new possibilities. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
No, they did actually change their Chick-fil-A fry formula. They made a mention of it themselves. It's not a conspiracy. I just haven't noticed a change in taste. That's the big thing for me. But now, with this knowledge in mind, I'm going to go in there with my big boy britches on. I'm going to order my fries, and I'm going to data collect. I'm going to analyze. But it's not going to be tomorrow because tomorrow's Sunday. So come Monday, I'm ordering some fucking fries like a real man. Now that you know they have pea starch, you can't unsee the truth. Yeah, ignorance was bliss. But now I know they got that pea starch on them. Fucking dirty rats. I'm surprised the higher-ups haven't changed it to get more money. That's the next thing. Hey, clip this, put it in the books. I don't know when it's gonna happen. Sometime in the future, Chick-fil-A will be open on Sundays. Every company in the country is in this phase of we have to make record profits every year or else. Which is why you're getting so many things downgrading and cutting corners. Has already changed their fry formula. And I think the next one will be we're opening Sundays for more profits. Mark it. That's my prediction. Chick-fil-A being open on Sunday would actually be positive, though. Yeah, that's one that actually wouldn't be negative. But point is, the point is they're going to go back on their morals, because the reason they don't open on Sunday is because of their religious beliefs, how Sunday is the Lord's Day, so you take the day off. They're going to go back on that in the pursuit of more money. Nah, they're good financially. So is every other Fortune 500 company, but it doesn't stop them from doing some of the most batshit insane decisions to make more money and squeeze on the bottom line. Just, hey, I don't know when it's coming. Might not be soon. But there will come a day where Chick-fil-A is open on Sunday. I'm telling you. I'm telling you it's coming. Biggest prediction since 2025, women will bang robots. Yeah.
Open freedom's an idea that will never die. Freedom doesn't come without a fight.
30 seconds before you attack. Get ready.
Please tell me this isn't the date night you've been planning for us, Reed.
No, but when you think about it, what could be more romantic than saving the universe side by side?
Literally anything.
Noted.
The battle starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1! All you need to do is capture the mission area. Got it?
This is just a normal Tuesday in our family. Now I see them.
I'll be shipshape in no time.
Invisible?
We're being targeted. Sorry, soldier.
You pick up your toys, Moon Knight.
Neutralized.
Sniper! Take cover!
Stand down! Take this! That's the boost I needed. You're on the wall. Coming through!
Double kill!
These onks are dangerous.
Oh, they do not look happy.
Help get that vehicle to its destination.
Got it, Zero! I'll be shipshape in no
Never
time.
forget. My friends are here!
Let's dance!
Big push off on you! Shields up!
Stand down! Enemy ahead, coming through!
Behold the god of thunder!
We've got quite the mission. Sorry, soldier!
Assemble!
Invisible?
What on earth has Namor done now?
Let's do this.
Let's dance!
Bionic Surge!
The fat lady isn't singing yet. Take this! Coming through! That's the boost I needed. Some assistance. The fat lady isn't singing yet.
A little help, please.
The Iron Fist awaits your command.
Get that vehicle moving again!
Hope that Spider-Mobile is up to the task. Coming through!
My shields are down.
My friends are here!
I'll be shipshape in no time.
Get to work! Up on you!
We've got trouble.
Stand down!
Shields up!
Stand down! Can't beat battlefield medicine. That's the boost I need.
Behold the god of thunder!
Sorry, soldier. Hope that Spider-Mobile is up to the task. These come in real handy.
A little help, please.
Take this! Stand down! You're on the wrong side. Enemy ahead. Prepare to engage. Coming through. Stand down. These come in real handy. A mystical artifact
One
of
way
some
we get to
sort.
the finish line, Zero. Together.
America never surrenders.
Your turn.
Sorry, soldier. Catch.
That's much better.
Much better. The fat lady isn't singing yet.
All right!
Let's dance.
In your face, loser! You're fantastic. Standing by.
Sorry, soldier.
Better watch your back.
I'll be ship in no time.
Vulnerable than ever.
These come in real handy. Let's dance.
Only 60 seconds left.
Can't go on without you.
Up against the world. Behold the god of thunder!
There they are.
Good work, Susan.
The fat lady
Get that
isn't
vehicle
singing
moving
yet.
again. Down to 30 seconds.
No more delays.
Directly behind you.
Two's better than one, I guess.
Final 10 seconds.
We've got quite the mission ahead, Spider.
Shields up. We'll have to keep fighting until we have a winner. Almost there. Don't turn back now.
Take this! I'll be shipshape in no time. Stand down! Hope that Spider-Mobile is up to the task.
Vehicle reached the checkpoint. Keep up the momentum.
Catch!
Assemble!
There goes one.
Stand down!
All right!
Take this!
Point, Star-Lord. Double.
Another shield! Thanks!
Behold the god of...
We've got
Force my
quite the
hand.
mission ahead, Spider.
Ooh,
Let's hope they're still using Tony's name for good after all these years.
stopping by new holocoms. We gotta keep moving.
Only 60 seconds left.
I
feel fragile.
I'll do my best to carry on, Reed. What am I? Invisible?
Armed and dangerous! I'll be shipshape in no time.
Down to 30 seconds.
Sorry,
One
soldier.
way we get to the finish line, bro. That's it! Don't let anything stand in your way. The final 10 seconds. Watch your back. We'll have to keep fighting until we have a winner. World Stampede!
I've spotted one of our adversaries.
Got him, Tippy! So close! This is your big chance!
Catch! Stand down!
We've got trouble.
Well, you can't expect to win them all.
One last song. Is there any good songs here? What's in Trinox? I don't know, nice, but I don't think I can. Fuck it, who cares?
If you ever want to know why I block ads with Pi, this is why I block ads with Pi.
I just found what may be the biggest YouTube hack of 2024.
Ja. Ja. Hey. Maybe. Yeah.
We need a symbol.